represent the membership here. They have placed a large amount of trust in me as a director.
Our board of directors is a great group of people that make it work. I would say we are a very strong team.
We have one individual that reports to the directors. The directors are represented of the membership that's out there.
The last video talked about voluntary and open membership and how the co-ops are strong because of the nature of the members. Even more importantly is to have a board of directors that reflects the diversity of membership. In other words, the board has to be just as diverse as the membership itself.
The ones who are here, I think, want to be here and want to be involved. Very different walks of life. You know, we've had one of our board members that his term ran out, was in his 80s. He wanted to be involved and very invested in our community. We have people that have been in the community for quite a while that want to be on the board. We have people that have moved into the community.
Older people, business people, college people. Having that diverse crowd come together on the board of directors and then taking the information from the manager and their needs, we can toss those ideas together and usually take little bits and pieces from everybody's input. And you know, it's very democratic the way it goes together. Everybody gets heard, pros and cons, and you make a decision afterwards. I think the board of directors, we function very well. It's not just being on the board, we're a team. I mean, we function as a team. We all bring different ideas. We're pretty diverse. So when we come together at our meetings, have an idea from the store, there's a lot of different, we feed off each other. There's a lot of different ideas that get tossed around.
We see a transition from the old school to the new school. And there's where having a younger director on the board would be fantastic because they can relate to that younger generation and understand what is going on. And also help as a board to make decisions that are truly going to benefit the 20, 30-year-olds.
It's really critical that you think about who best represents the diversity of members when you decide who to put up for election. When it comes down to it, it's the diversity of the membership that is reflected in the diversity of the board of directors. That means that the co-op nominating committee, should you have one, will select members from all age groups, from all geographic parts of your co-op. They need to reflect the gender mix as well as the young people too. Generally, your nominating committee will put up candidates that are voted upon at the annual meeting.
There's 3 or 4 ways to get nominated or on the board. One is if somebody resigns and it's a while before we have an annual meeting, we can appoint somebody until the next election. We have a nominating committee.
Normally, the nominating committee, if there was a vacancy, they would go outside looking for membership within the membership for someone who would like to be on the board. From there, they have 120 days before the election. They do this process. Then if the member agrees to become part of the board and there's not a conflict of interest and that type of stuff, then it's brought before the board of directors. And then at that point, if it's agreed upon for this member to run, they get it to the secretary 90 days before the election, and it is turned in and then placed on the ballot for the annual meeting.
At that meeting, we elect the board of directors. From the board of directors, they elect president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer.
The officers are elected by the board of directors, not by the member owners. So you basically are trusting that once the board convenes for the first time, that they're going to select their own president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer.
These positions as president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, required by the state of Montana for a cooperative has to have those members.
These officers also have a tremendous responsibility because they have to work with not only the directors, but be the public face of the co-op in all business dealings. So think about that when you're selecting directors to begin with. is who might serve as a good officer or president long-term.
We have a 5-member board, and I have been the secretary since we started.
We also have a secretary that keeps meeting minutes. And the vice president gets to do whatever job that the person doesn't show up for. You know, if they're not at the meeting, the vice president has to step in. And then the president directs the meeting.
Treasurer would be almost like a liaison between whoever we hire at the time to do our bookwork and to keep accounts of all of our financial transactions.
The board of directors has a tremendous responsibility for not just governing the co-op, but sending it into the future on a good financial status and with integrity.
As a director on the board, we have to serve on several committees.
Usually we have an agenda. Mostly the board is the only one that comes to the meetings.
I make sure everyone has a copy of the minutes ahead of the meeting, and sometimes do some follow-up work just with phone calls and making sure details get handled and arranged, contacts are made.
More roundtable discussion at our meetings. That way we keep everybody involved, and by the time we make a decision, everybody's stated their opinions and their thoughts.
As far as my thinking goes, you need to take in the goods and bads of everything. Look at everything from a certain standpoint. There's no bad idea. You look at the pros and the cons of it, weigh them together, and then you make your decision based off of that.
Board of directors are there to make the financial decisions.
So they have placed a lot of responsibility on me as a director to make sure that this piece of it takes place, to oversee their financials within this organization. We go over all the financial statements and we look at where we're at overall.
They are going to have to make decisions at the end of every year that when there are profits to be distributed, they need to make decisions on how much is paid to preferred stockholders, how much is retained in reserves and for the education fund, as well as how much patronage is distributed to the member owners.
I'm also on another committee which has to do with the employees, that we will look at different things, health insurance or budgetary things.
As a decision maker, they obviously have a corporate responsibility, and that's to set good policies that will be followed by the management, policies that will stand the test of time. They also have a very important legal responsibility, and that means understanding the statutes of Montana and that they are operating under, and that they have full understanding of what the federal rules are with respect to co-op governance.
Supervisory committee, they're the ones that monitor our nuts and bolts day-to-day operation, make sure that we're not doing something that's against our bylaws, and they also meet with our internal auditor and make sure that we're doing everything the way we're supposed to be doing.
We have a great manager, and we trust her implicitly, no concerns with our leaders' decisions. But it is, I think, also helpful to have somebody else or this other group of people to be involved with and just offer another perspective on things or insight into how a problem could be solved.
Being a go-between of the board and the manager, and to me, my biggest role is just keeping the board active, keeping the board involved, because it's we're all together in the decisions.
Every director has a responsibility to act ethically. We call it the duty of care and the duty of loyalty. The duty of care basically means that you commit to staying informed and being able to represent to the membership at their annual meeting exactly what decisions have been made and during the course of the year, and that you can keep accountable to the members' interest.
Our stockholders are also our members. So anything that we do with them, the good of our membership in mind.
All the directors and the manager are only a phone call away, and each district, you can call your representative from that district or the manager, and most of the time it's just an educational process on explaining bylaws or policy, or why things happen the way they do.
Duty of loyalty means that you aren't going to take advantage of your position on the board of directors. The goal is not to benefit financially by your time on the board of directors, but to care for the good of the cooperative as a whole. The last part of accountability is making sure that you periodically, as a board of directors, assess the performance of the co-op and continually try to improve the co-op's performance. Again, the board of directors' job is both an honor and a privilege. And in order to be able to represent the owner members well, a director truly needs to take the job very seriously and invest what's required to do a good job.